Yo, what up, YouTube? So today, as you guys saw in the title of this video, we are making tubular control arms for Shoebox Money, the 5.3 big turbo Camaro owned by my buddy Sabino. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe, follow along with all our builds and all the ratchet street racing we do. Let's get it. Okie dokie, we're getting straight into it today. So as you guys see here, I have one control arm that I made. I made this a few months ago on a jig, and now we're at a point where Sabino's actually going to try and race this thing, and these stock, busted ass control arms we have just aren't going to cut it. A set of new stock control arms is like 200 bucks, and a set of tubular control arms that are adjustable and everything, like the one I have halfway made here, is about $500 to $700 from what I've seen. So instead of paying all that money, I have about $260, I think, into everything to make both control arms tubular. They are not chromoly, but they're tubular control arms. Nice heim joints, fully adjustable, and I saved some money, and I'm definitely gonna save some weight. We'll weigh them at the end of this video once they are both 100% complete. Anyways, as you guys see here, to make this control arm, so I already made this one, and I made it on this same jig, but it was flipped. You guys see I cut everything off of here, but I'm just gonna go over how I did this. And basically, when I made this jig a few months ago, I measured from here to here, gave it a little more space, and cut out this section of, this is 2x2 square tube, and did the same from here to here with this length from the ball joint all the way to this bushing right here. And that's how I ended up with this L that is basically the size of a control arm. Now after that, these are tabs that I cut off. I think these were on the stock K-member. I can't remember. We have a tubular K-member in this car now. So I think I cut these off of the stock one to use them for this. So there's those two right here. And basically all I had to do was so this is our passenger side. So I have the bolt that goes in here. I'll put this guy, hold on. Give me 1 second. So I'll put that bolt through there. We lay the control arm on the jig just like that, and kind of just line ourselves up here. I like for this bushing to be right on the kind of flush with this, and that's where this tab comes in. You guys see I had already cut it off the other side, and goes basically like right there. I don't know why it's bent out so much, but this tab, same thing, just goes right in there like that. And then our ball joint, as you see, this ball joint obviously does not sit flat. It sits at an angle. So what I'm going to have to do here is, why don't I just show you guys? But actually, before we do the ball joint, I'm going to put these brackets on. I'm going to bolt them on back there. That way they can be ready to be tacked in. That bolt you see is ready to be tacked in, and then we'll move on to the ball joint. So there we have our bolt here welded in, and now this is all essentially one piece. We have our bolt, and the bracket, which is this one right here. We got them all welded in. And for our ball joint, what I use is a piece of 1-inch square tube. I'll take kind of like a rough measurement in here, or honestly, I think what I'll do is, you know, kind of mark it with a marker and just try and cut a real rough angle in here. It doesn't have to be exact because you can feel it when you actually weld it to the ball joint. So let me show you guys this real quick. So see, that's the line where I marked. I just roughly cut it with the grinder. It doesn't have to be perfect or nothing like that. And I just cut it with the grinder because it's hard getting small pieces in my saw, so it's just faster. And like I said, this doesn't have to be perfect. So we'll lift this control arm. Stick that guy in there. Oh, wow, look at that. That actually worked really good. That angle is damn near perfect. So what I'll do now, oh, never mind, it's pretty off, but if I tilt it, helps a little bit. Oh, never mind, it's off. It's off, but that's nothing I can't fill with some MIG welding, some toothpaste pushing. Anyways, guys, I'll weld this to the bottom, weld it to the ball joint, and then I'll show you guys how I get this control arm off. Okay, so there is our ball joint welded. As you guys can see, the ball joints don't really like to be welded. Well, I don't know what type of metal that is, but it works for this. Now, the shitty thing, I guess, is this jig. I mean, I've never really made a jig, first off, so I don't really know like how it's supposed to work or anything like that. But in this case, I can't save this control arm. At least, you know, I'd have to figure out how to. Maybe if I pulled it out, maybe I could. But last time I did this, I ran all thread through these through these two holes, which were supposed to be my bolt holes for our shock mount. But after I made the control arm, the new one, I found out that this new bar runs right over this all thread, so I had to cut it out regardless, and that's why I'm not going to put those on this jig specifically. But I think even if I were to press this ball joint out or remove it, then I don't know if this would let it come out or not. Actually, I think it should. If I took that bolt out and pulled this ball joint off, then I could probably save the control arm, but I don't have a way of pulling this ball joint out right now. Not only that, I don't give a shit about the control arm. You know, it's fucking clapped. Like it's useless really. So what I do is I just cut it here with a grinder until it lets go of that ball joint, and then I can start working on the brand new control arm. Alrighty, so there is our jig. You guys just saw me cut the control arm off of it. And now we can start actually making the tubular control arm. And the first thing we need to put on there is our AFCO ball joint sleeve. Now, I can't remember if I bought this online or here in town, but part number is right there. Pause it if you need it. Okay, so I don't know if I went over this, but all of these Heim joints, these little, I guess I'm not sure what it's called. I'll call it a Heim joint receiver for now. And all these spacers, I got all this stuff from a local guy here in town. His shop is Coach Chassis. He actually makes stuff for dirt race cars, for roundy round guys. But I went over there and he basically had all of the things that I needed. Now I can get you guys all these sizes here. I'll get you guys all these sizes here in a bit. The only thing I can't remember is how I got this length, as far as, you know, like how did I decide where to put the Heim joint at its middle point. So I'm gonna assume that I pulled the Heim joint about halfway out, left enough space for our jam nut, and then went from there. That way we can go, you know, an even amount this way as much as we can go this way, basically, with the length of this. So truthfully, I forgot, but if I didn't have this control arm, that's how I would do it. I would put this all the way in, probably count the turns, divide it by 2, count them outward, and then that's where I would get the length. So basically, you'd put this all the way as far as you can go, right? And then once it's there, you count half of them outwards, and then you measure from here to the sleeve, and that would be your length for this bar. In my case, I already have one, so I'm actually just going to measure this bar right here, and I'll tell you guys what that is as well. Okay, so the measurement that I have here is roughly 11 inches. Also, I did measure it off camera, guys, don't worry. But so I need a piece of 11 inches at its furthest point. And then obviously I have this upside down because if we're at an angle like this, the top is going to be just a bit shorter. And I'll show you guys what I did here. I basically just squished this with the vise. But first I'm going to cut out my piece of 11 inches long. I don't think I've gone over this, but what I have here is mild steel 1.25" tube with a 1/8 inch wall. So that's what I'm using for these control arms. It's not as light as chromoly would have been, but I think I couldn't find chromoly at the time, and for whatever reason I didn't wait to order any, so I just went and got what I could get in town. I don't know. That's all I remember as to why I didn't buy chromoly to make these. Like I said, it's been a long time since I put that one together, and I just never got to the other side because I had to cut up the jig and, you know, flip it around and everything. But we're here now, and that's what I used, and it should still be a lot lighter than the stock stamp steel one because they're actually very, very heavy. So now that my first piece is cut, we have it to 11 inches. I marked it on this side. I'm going to put it in the vise and squash it a little bit. Okay. So we'll just tighten this guy down nice and good. Might need another piece of pipe to actually get it real nice and squashed for real. All right, sorry guys, I keep forgetting to bring my tripod, but I mean, this stuff is pretty, you know, simple stuff. I cut it to 11 inches, and then just with my grinder with a flap disc, you know, I started making this, you know, kind of a notch here, as well as a slant, because obviously this isn't at a 90-degree angle. So really the best thing to do when you're grinding or making notches with a grinder is just go slow, because you don't really want to ruin your piece. If you go too fast, then you end up too short, and then you just fucked up your whole piece. Take it slow, fit it. Go a little bit more, fit it, and just do that a bunch of times until it fits, you know, how you like it. I remember the last time I settled for some shit fit up, and this is a little bit better. The only gap I have now is basically the metal thickness. And yeah, so now what I'll do, I'll tack this here, probably tack it there, and then I'll get to making this piece. So just so you guys know, I don't have a bender. These two bends, actually, back when I made these control arms, our friend Bill Delaney, thank you, Bill, if you're watching this, he made both of these bends for us. I know I got the other one in here somewhere. I just got to find it. I just had it earlier. But that's how I did the bends. If you don't have access to a bender, you know, you could probably take it to a fabricator and they can help you out with something. You know, this looks a little bit different. You know, I was trying to go off of the stuff I saw online. What I saw online was most of the control arms had a bend more in this area. And I think when I tried to make the control arm like that, that's why I had that side shorter. And I want to say when I tried to make it, it just, for whatever reason, it didn't really work very well. Maybe it was the jig or the way I'm making them. I can't tell you exactly what the cause of that was, but I do know that it didn't really work out how I would have liked it to. So really all you need is a bend, and what I did was I left it basically, actually, you know what I did? I took this stock control arm in, and that's how we got the degree of the bend. That's actually exactly what I did when I took it to Bill's. And then that's how we knew how much to bend it. And I just had him leave me, you know, I just took him 2 long pieces, and at that point I could just cut them to whatever my liking was. This is the bend that was made for us by the buddy Bill. So now I'll just start notching this just like I did the other one. You guys already saw that control arm. I'll start cutting it and working it, and we damn near have a complete control arm, guys. So as I mentioned earlier, these were left slightly long, the bends that I got from Bill. So this one I'm probably just going to cut right here just to match my other control arm that I already made. And I'm just going to mark right in here so I can get, you know, sort of an idea of the notch that I have to make. This is definitely a lot easier the second time around, but I do remember that the first time I did this, I kind of just had to wing it and go real slow with this notch right here, like I said earlier, and just go at it slowly, slowly, slowly. And then once you have an angle that you basically like on it, basically coming off of here, that works over here, then you do the same thing here. You screw this in halfway, and then that's where you find your length, and then that's where you make your cut. So I'm going to start with this notch, and then I'll make that cut, and it may match that perfectly. Hopefully it does. So this wasn't the easiest thing to mark. I mean, it's not perfectly accurate here either. I cannot just go off of this line, because if I do that, I will be in some trouble. Truthfully, I can't mess this up. If I mess it up, then I have to get a hold of Bill, and he's actually not always in town. So I'm just going to start slow, probably about ½ an inch less than this, just to play it safe. Take it nice and easy, nice and slow, and then we'll just fit it slowly as we go. Okie dokie. So it's like 2 days later now, but I got this notched kind of to my liking. As you can see, it's not like perfect or anything, but if we put it up here and here, the fit up is not the greatest it could be, but I'm at a point where if I keep trying to work it, I'm either gonna ruin it or the control arms are not going to be symmetrical to each other, and I want this to look somewhat nice, so I'm going to keep them as symmetrical to each other as possible, and this is just about as much as I can go, so I'm just going to deal with the fit up and weld it up like that. So I'll tack this real quick, and now I got to figure out how to keep this here because I don't have any help right now. How to keep this here while I tack it, but I'll put you guys up on my little stand and then figure that out. So unlike stainless steel, mild steel does not fusion tack as easily, and then especially when you have these kind of nasty gaps like I do. So I'm just gonna lay this little piece of filler wire in my joint, and that way I can tack it one-handed while I hold the piece up. Alrighty, so there is our control arm. I don't know, I guess like 80% done, maybe a little less than that. I still need the little bar that crosses from here to here, which is this guy. I'll show you guys right here. Still need to make this guy, but other than that, we are pretty much done with the biggest part. So I only have 16th filler here at the shop. I don't want to go buy more, blah, 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 whatever. Actually can't go buy more because it's closed. So we total it together, and a 16th plus a 16th equals an 1/8. So now we got a little bit thicker wire for the shittier fit up, and I'll film me welding this stuff. Alright guys, so this is the control arm that I completed. This is the passenger side, and I basically had to figure out where this went, so that's why I had to make a video of it. But I'm gonna show you guys how I did all this on the driver's side. First of all though, these are two sections of one 4-inch square tube that I cut apart. So basically you can see I was a square tube, and then I cut the shock hole out of it and drilled the holes where the shock will bolt up. So now I gotta bolt the control arm that goes on this side, bolt it in, and then we can measure where this will be welded.
What time is it, dude? It's a little light.
You guys got gay homies too, or what, dude?
Yeah, you.
Sheesh.
Any single subscribers want to hit up my boy Omar?
Only guys, though, dude.
I'll give you his address. It's my address too.
If you know, you know.
Put music over this section. Oh, this is a better angle right here. Oh, this is a good angle right here.
Just add that shit to the bloopers, dude.
Yeah, don't actually.
Just be like, it would be like, it was a first try, and then fucking post all this shit.
My girl will actually dump me if you put me on YouTube.
Why?
Because,
She don't think you get too many bitches or what?
yeah.
Well, guess what, nigga? That ain't true.
I've been with hella girls since you've known me.
True. Damn, dude.
Why is this bitch like not fitting?
I know, this side fit like real nice, dude. Oh, is it because we gotta...
Did you weld it the right way?
We probably gotta...
I think I gotta take this bitch out a little bit.
Alright, let me...
There we go. Capoeira creams.
I'm so fat.
Where is so fat?
Should he come outside?
Bro, you left her on by a pool? That's
She was like... She was
Tennessee
like...
not 101.
Oh,
Sophie's
she's
our
like,
boy's daughter, by the
she's
way.
like, the dog wants me to stay inside. That's why they're
you pass me
sad. I was all word.
Did she really say that?
Yeah. I was like, alright, then I guess we'll fucking let you stay.
Really, if you put music over this?
That's funny as fuck.
This is so cringe. I would not watch this video.
No? I feel like people would, bro. What's one less subscriber, right?
Right, dude?
Fucking Don would watch this video.
I can't wait till he watches him and Don.
My niggas,
Felipe and Don gonna have a...
well, a fucking sumo wrestling match or what?
Yo.
There's only two.
Yeah, that's hella fucked up.
Calabrese shared a video, a snap memory. Felipe was so skinny 2 years ago, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
so
he was-
got the truckies or
It was still bigger than Hector, but he was skinny.
yeah, my nigga's just fucking roasting
I'm not
everybody.
roasting anyone.
I know, dude.
He's all, yeah, everybody in here is fat, but
Except
he was a
me.
little
No,
more
I'm
fat.
saying because Hector and Felipe are the same height. That's why I meant like he's bigger than
Oh,
Hector.
okay.
Hector's skinny.
My nigga's skinny from the waist down.
You can see veins in his hand. That means you're skinny. That's how it
Nigga's
works.
strong, bro.
If you can't see your veins in your hand, that means you're fat.
That's fuck.
Almost all pull up.
See that? It's not even veins there, bro.
This video is gonna be.
Viral, bro. This is a TikTok.
Yo, your camera got dark. Like your screen got dark. Your battery dying?
No.
Are you even filming?
Yes,
It's because it's reflecting off of the.
We're
the
2
white.
minutes in. Damn. I'm getting good angles.
You can let's go, dude.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you don't have to waste your
Sorry.
energy on that
Here.
anymore.
I asked Hector if he's gonna film the white Camaro for for his channel.
Which one?
The cleanest car that's
You don't
ever
have
gonna be in the
a
shop.
non-closed one?
Hold on.
Should I
can't
stop the
find
video? Okay, I'll pause it.
Yeah, pause it.
Now it's recorded.
Just kidding.
Alright, just don't lift it yet.
She's
Omar, so
single,
you don't
ladies.
get
She's single.
Okay.
This is a good angle.
tired. Are you recording, dog?
Yes.
Alright, guys, so our control arm is bolted up. My boy Omar here is gonna lift the unit. What is this called, dude?
Spindle.
I don't know what the fuck. The spindle. Yeah, he's gonna lift the spindle, and we're gonna mark this to match this one. So this one, camera here, sir. It's 2.5 inches. So we'll go to this one.
Ready?
Pull it down a little bit, Omar. Measure to 2.5. Get your marker. Mark it.
Oh, marker up on the bracket itself. Like,
There we go.
that one count in the middle up. That way we know where to line it up.
Alright, let it go. Wait. Shit.
Hey, mama.
Oh, look.
How much did DSP pay?
You nothing, bro, with that fucking attitude.
With that experience, nothing, dude.
I got the steadiest hand on the side of the Mississippi.
Jeez, dude. Wait, you marked the bracket, but you didn't mark the controller.
I don't need to mark the control arm.
No? Alright.
And I did mark the control arm.
I meant like one going up. All I know is my boy Lou said that, bro. Remember him from episode 1?
It's actually the same episode, dude.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Is this how do you street?
Yeah.
No.
Hold on.
Okay,
It's gonna fall though.
Okay.
Is it okay if it falls?
Yeah, just catch it with your face, dude.
Shit.
You got it. I'll catch it. Oh! Take that shit. I'll catch it this way. Just flick the fuck out of it. Oh shit.
This is going on the vlog, dude.
Oh, dude.
Center this out. Blur it out. And he's just wearing a helmet.
Oh my god.
Send my woes to snap, dude.
It's going in?
Hell yeah. Think Harbor Freight's gonna fail us? Fuck no.
Going in crooked as fuck, dude. Oh no, hell.
Okay, watch one. Back it out a little bit, and then now let's line this up. Just a hair though. A little more. Like a nappy hair. There we go. Round 1 again. It's going in crooked as fuck. Keep going hard.
Hell no.
Look at this side.
What the fuck? Is something pushing us back?
Yep.
Still doesn't look
No,
right.
it's going.
Is it?
Yep. Shit's almost there. Boom. It's sealed all back here. Give it one more little crank. That's that. Damn, dude, it only took us 8 tries.
As you can see, I'm just kidding.
You started talking perfect timing.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, guys, look at this. As you can see, it's not all sunshine and rainbows in the world of YouTube. At least not ours. I went to go put these control arms on, and our driver's side top plate is shifted. We kind of unbolted it, so you can't really tell. But I'll show you once I get it out. Basically, that plate right up there is not straight. If you look over here, this one went on cherry, and this plate, you see this line right here is parallel with this bar, and basically on that side it wasn't. So I'm gonna take them apart, cut this thing off, unfortunately ruin the fucking powder coat, and then, you know, I'm just gonna have to redo it. I just, you know, we're not even running these shocks. We're running Viking shocks, which actually have a little bit of pivot at the bottom. We don't have them here yet, but I still kind of just want it to be straight, you know, just in case. I don't want to be banking on having to twist that thing all the way. I don't think it matters if it sits like that, but regardless, I kind of just want it to be straight. Okay, so here we are. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, if we put a straight line on this piece, obviously eventually this line and this line will intersect, and we don't want that. So I got to cut these damn welds out, twist this like that just a little bit, and then weld it back. I got everything ground down, so unfortunately no more fucking powder coat. But so now I'm just gonna make sure this is parallel to this bar, tack it, install the control arm completely, and then I'll weld it.
The tire's the plate, right? Just if it's anywhere near the plate.
Get out the way, dude.
Go ahead, my boy. Oh, buddy.
Strike! Back to work. And the control arm is on driver's side. Honestly, not sure how this is gonna work. I feel like this control arm is crooked. It feels like it's pushed this way a little bit. If you see this, I don't think it's very parallel, but these two seem to be parallel. I think that's supposed to be correct. Not sure, to be honest. But once we get so really we had to get these on so we could scale the car. And once we get the Viking stuff in, then we can take it to alignment, at which time I guess we will find out whether this control arm is going to work or not. But I think it should. There's so much adjustment with the Heims. There's a bunch of adjustment in the K-member here. There's just a lot of things that can be moved. So hopefully I didn't fuck it too bad to where it doesn't work. This one looks straight and everything. Went on the first shot. I don't know what went wrong on the other one, but it's just completely off. I'm just hoping this works, and if it doesn't, then fuck it. Yo, what's up, guys? So that's gonna do it for this video. The control arms actually ended up working out great. Car went to alignment, and they were able to align it perfectly. I was a little bit worried something was gonna be off. You know, I've never made control arms before, but they worked out good. I wanna thank George over at Duke City Powder Coating for getting those powder coated for us, even though I had to ruin them a little bit, but it's all right. You know, next time we replace ball joints or whatever, we'll take them to him and he'll get us taken care of. So I know some of you guys have been waiting for some of the race videos that I've attended within the past few months, including King of the Glizzy over in Hobbs and Sholo Team Wars. I don't have access to a computer right now. Javi was supposed to be editing some of this stuff, but he also hasn't had really much time. So I'm trying to figure out a computer situation. You know, if you guys could help me out by sharing these videos, you know, just liking, leaving me a comment, whatever. All of that helps. That way I can, you know, get some funds together. I want to build myself a nice PC. That way I can keep producing these videos. But with that said, the Camaro actually made a few hits and we ran into some more issues. I'm probably going to make a separate video just going over basically what happened, and I'll show some of the test hits. The car ran a really good number. You know, it's not blazing fast or nothing like that. But for us, you know, it's pretty cool to have the car go that fast within just a few hits. But I'll go over that in a later video. Also, as far as the Camaro, I got, you know, just a few more videos from the build itself coming up, including mini tub from Midwest Chassis that we installed. And after the mini tub, I think that's it. Now we'll be, you know, kind of racing it soon, hopefully next year. Like I said, we already made hits, but ran into some issues. Other than that, guys, don't forget to follow us on all our social media outlets, Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat. Like I said, if you guys could share this, I'd greatly appreciate it, this or any of my videos, just so I can see if I could raise some money to buy myself a new computer. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Se la lavan.